The vibration creates you. The vibration creates me. So if you really think about it a little bit deeper, you create you. You are creating everything in your life right now. Everything. Just take a second to really think about that. Tap into that energy and that frequency, and you'll understand. And when you really start to understand, you start to think, wow, I'm so much more powerful than I give myself credit for, right?
Level up your frequency.
Welcome to Season 1, Episode 4 of the Level Up Your Frequency podcast. I'm your host, Crystal Sun. And just as a quick recap, this season will be all about voice and how to utilize and understand the power of your own vibration or SoundPrint to level up your frequency for better health, wealth, and relationships. So today's podcast is brought to you by BizMind Academy. BizMind Academy is an online training platform which is designed to empower startup entrepreneurs by helping them learn skills and tactics that can quickly be implemented into daily business processes to produce noticeable and measurable results. So if you're a startup entrepreneur really looking to take your business to the next level, but not so sure on how to do so, you can check out BizMind Academy to learn anything from how to effectively launch your business to creating a solid business plan and how to manage your time to help your business grow. You can learn about what I just mentioned, plus so much more to take your business to the next level by visiting www.bizmind.academy. That's www.bizmind.academy. So today in episode 4, we will be talking about your unique SoundPrint. Finally, we get to jump into SoundPrint a little bit more and why this is so vital to understand in order to align with your life's mission and purpose here on the planet, right? So our bodies align with set frequencies, basically mirroring the frequencies of the stars that are in alignment with our being from conception, right? And these frequencies create our own unique SoundPrint. This SoundPrint is also known as like your energy signature, right? So it's the unique frequency that we resonate at when we are at our highest potential. So when we're born, our body is pretty much in alignment. And that's why, babies are just so pure and beautiful and joyful and innocent, because they are truly in a state of being being at their highest potential. There's no other real word for it. It's beautiful when you look into their eyes. You can just see it. You see the innocence, you see the love, you see the joy, you see everything inside of them. There's no pain. There's no, craziness going on. I mean, they may get a little cranky, but hey, that's part of being in a human form. But they are just pure joy. Okay. So when our body is in a healthy and balanced state, our frequencies play in harmony, right? And when our frequencies are in harmony, this is what unlocks our true potential. So at the time of birth, what makes us so unique is based on how the planets are aligned. This basically tells us what type of frequency each organ within our body will resonate at. So we're mirroring the planets and the stars at the time of birth. So for example, my lungs and my heart, there's a certain range that your body should vibrate at when it's in a healthy state. But when we really break it down and dive and dig a little bit deeper, no two humans are the same. We actually all resonate at different frequencies. And when we're in a state of health, when we're really vibrating at our highest potential, you'll notice that everyone vibrates differently. And when we can all reach a state of harmony, we create this harmonic convergence here on the planet. And this allows our human bodies to evolve as well as the planet to evolve. So that's why understanding our frequency is so important, not only for ourselves, but for planet Earth. Okay. Because we really want to get to the point where we are evolving, where, there's not as much destruction here on the planet. Right now, the main thing that gets in our way of really living out our highest potential is our mind. And when we can understand how to truly reprogram our mind and not allow our minds or a subconscious to get in the way, we can then tap into our highest potential and understand how to utilize vibration to have, the ultimate health that we would like to have in our life. And even just the planet, learning about, there's plenty of ways that we can now, they have the technology out there to create free energy on the planet. For some reason, it's just people aren't demanding it enough. And when we can have more and more people understand how important this is, okay, more people who feel like this is important, okay, more people who are advocates, who are just going out there and demanding, hey, I should be able to have access to free energy, right? We shouldn't have to pay for electricity. Like, there's plenty of advanced technology out there already that we should have access to. And when we start caring about that more, we start to save the planet and save our human species here on the planet as well. So it's just something to really think about. Since everything is vibration and everything is, frequency, right now, we're killing our human species with our thoughts, okay? Not just with all your cell phone and your computers and the technology and so on and so forth, because yes, that emits energy, which gets into our bodies, and we don't really have to dig too deep into that right now in this episode. We can get into that in another episode. But what I like to focus on is more about our thoughts, right? Because our thoughts are vibration, and our thoughts do create our reality. It's not just this woo-woo concept. This is real. Our thoughts can be measured. Okay. Our brain waves can be measured. It emits frequency. Our heart center, this energy center within our body, emits a very, very powerful frequency as well. So when we start having more thoughts of love, thoughts of health, thoughts of abundance, thoughts of, oh, I just want everybody on the planet to be happy, that is so contagious. And that's what the planet needs more of, because when you send this out, this vibration is so, so powerful. People around you will be able to feel it, and you can literally shift the energy around you. Like, for example, if you're in a neighborhood and people aren't so nice, I challenge you to take a few days and really practice putting out good energy, good thoughts, good energy, healing. You'll start to notice things, just subtle little things start to shift in the neighborhood. Like, some neighbors may actually say hi to you, maybe happier. Don't underestimate the power of thoughts, the power of your energy, the power of your vibration, because it's what we are. It's who we truly are. Without vibration, our bodies wouldn't be held together right now. Without the power of our thoughts and vibration, we wouldn't be able to walk around right now and experience life. We wouldn't be able to see and perceive. Without vibration, none of this would exist. So I think vibration is pretty important. We need to truly take the time to understand how frequency works, okay? And our sound print, right, within our body, it's much deeper than just information that's stored in our DNA. Our sound print is the closest that we get to experience pure freedom in this life while being contained in a human form. Because like I said, the brain gets in the way based on how we grew up. We have the subconscious programming, et cetera, et cetera. But when you start to work deeper with frequency and sound, and you start to understand it, this starts to reprogram your subconscious. It starts to reprogram and send signals to the cells, to your DNA. It starts to reprogram your DNA. You start to vibrate at a much higher frequency. And this is what helps not only you, but it helps so many people, all the people around you, your family, your friends, your neighbors, whoever is around you. And that energy also helps the planet. Okay. So the reason why we need more people, and the reason why I'm talking about this right now, is because we really do need more people to be aware of this, because the planet needs it right now. There's just so much going on, so much disease, so much destruction. And we need to put an end to this, and we need to claim our freedom and our free energy. And, you know, we need to stop killing the planet and killing other humans around us, because we really are all one. So unless we get to a state where we are, this cycle is just going to continue over and over again. So let's end this cycle and start understanding who we truly are. So our sound print, right? It's the closest thing that we get to experiencing pure freedom in this life. And our sound print, I feel, is our soul. So if you really think of it in terms of frequency, right? Light is frequency. And these frequencies swirl around within our light. It creates our light, right? And then this light, this soul, it's infused into our body. And this is what creates our own unique version of ourselves. Because without a soul, we are lifeless, or more like robots. I mean, you can't create a robot, right? AI, like, it exists, it's out there. But right now, I hope who I'm communicating with out there right now, I hope you're real. I know you're real, you have a soul. So I know that you can understand this. And this is the main reason, besides DNA, right? Because we have traits that are passed down, yes, through our mom and our dad and our family. But our frequencies actually are the bigger reason why we look, act, and sound different. It's our thoughts, it's our vibration that create our body, right? That create the way we talk, that create the way we act, that create the way we walk. It's a belief. And this belief is vibration. And this vibration is always moving, just like our bodies are always moving in a state of movement. And this creates. The vibration creates. The vibration creates you. The vibration creates me. So if you really think about it a little bit deeper, you create you. You are creating everything in your life right now. Everything. Just take a second to really think about that. Tap into that energy and that frequency, and you'll understand. And when you really start to understand, you start to think, wow, I'm so much more powerful than I give myself credit for, right? So everything, right, is in a constant state of motion. Nothing is resting. It's the law of vibration. And like I said, that law of vibration, it holds our bodies together. And when our frequency is not in tune, it throws off our whole vibratory field. So when your vibratory field, when your energy, when your frequency is off, and you start to vibrate at like a lower frequency, or you start to attract, poor health into your life. You start to attract accidents, or, anything crazy you can think of. You start to attract them because you're not vibrating at a higher frequency, because you're unaware of it, and it's not your fault. But I'm giving you this information right now because I want you to know that you are powerful, that you can create the reality that you would love to have, that you can live out your mission and your purpose. And this is all by just understanding how the law of vibration works. Everything starts off as a thought. And then that thought manifests into the material world. So let's just think about something really, really simple. Well, I mean, it's not that simple because this is pretty complex, but think about making a baby. Typically that starts, well, not all the time, but typically it starts off with a little bit of planning and you have a thought, right? You're like, hey, I really want a baby. It's a thought. It's not reality yet. Then you have a baby. Well, that's called manifesting through thought. You took action and you manifested what you wanted into this reality. So yes, it's really important to sit in thought and to visualize, but it's also very important to remember to take the action steps that you need to take. You don't always need to be moving and doing something to create something, but there are the moments where you know that it's time, or you get this feeling. And typically when you follow it, it feels like miracles start to happen, but it really is just the law of vibration that's working through you. So it's a thought that you have, and that thought literally starts to create and morph your reality. You are shifting your vibratory field, as we just discussed. So when you're obsessed with, I really want to be in good health and I want to work out and I want to stay committed. Yes, of course, it takes physical work on your end. But when you're in the state of, I'm going to accomplish this, and you can visualize yourself, you can see yourself on the other end. I mean, I did it. I've been doing this over and over again. I have witnessed miracles in my life from just having thoughts. Of course, taking action. But in my experience, the thought alone is much more powerful than all of the action steps that you have to take, meaning you don't have to work hard for it. Working smarter means keeping your thoughts clear, keeping your frequency clear, keeping your frequency high, keeping your frequency in alignment with the things that you want to manifest into your life. And you will manifest those things into your life. It's the law of vibration. So in order to really stay balanced, right, we have to take the time to tune up our orchestra. I like to look at the body like it's an orchestra. And we really have to focus on aligning with the frequency of health and aligning with great relationships and aligning with wealth. And that's why I always talk about intention is so important. Every day we're making a decision to do something in our life, whether this comes from our mind, subconscious programming, whether this comes from, our intention, or if we're setting goals, etc. It's coming from somewhere. So as long as we can stay conscious of that, we can make better choices in our life. And as long as we understand how frequency and vibration, how our frequency works, we can attract everything that it is we want into our life. And then we start to live a life of passion. We start to live a life of purpose. We start to live out our mission without us even really thinking about it, right? I feel like when you focus on, I really want to live my mission, or I don't know what my passion is, I don't know what my purpose is. When you're too focused on that, it creates this lack energy in your life, this lack vibration. So you don't allow anything to move in and out because you're just too focused on what you don't have. And the best thing you can do in those situations is to think opposite. Think of all the things that you do have. The frequency of gratitude is very powerful. It's the frequency of love. And remember, the most powerful electromagnetic field in the human body is your heart. It's your heart. And when that is in a balanced state, it echoes out. So it spreads out. It's huge. It's massive. Just how the way that your energy field works. If you could see it, it's beautiful. So we all have this within us. And when we start to become more expansive, when we start to set our intentions, when we start to literally shift our thoughts, our subconscious, et cetera, we start to radiate out very powerful frequencies. And once you start to work more with frequency and your vibration, you'll notice that you work a lot less. So instead of you having to go out and find the things and the places and the people, the things and the places of the people gravitate to you. This is a very common thing when you are constantly aware of your energy and balancing and aligning your energy. I hope that makes sense. So there are a few ways, right, that you can keep your energy in alignment. Okay, I just mentioned gratitude, having a gratitude practice, writing down things that you're grateful for. I know a lot of people talk about this all the time, but it really is important because when we think about it on a frequency level, this really, yeah, it's like 10 points, like, woohoo, this helps to really raise your frequency. So I highly recommend to have this gratitude practice. I'm always going to recommend binaural beats because our brain gets in the way sometimes. And I know that you probably have noticed, but if you're stressed out or feeling down or whatever, you listen to some music, you automatically feel better. It's because it's raising your vibration and your frequency, and it's also taking your mind off of things. So I always recommend binaural beats because this truly is healing for the body. And binaural beats works with set frequencies. And these frequencies put you into altered states of consciousness. So it helps to entrain your brain. So it tricks your brain into going into altered states. And it can help with anything from, healing any aches and pains in the body. It helps to reprogram the subconscious mind. There's just so much, that you could benefit from, right? By just listening to binaural beats. So I highly recommend that. I highly recommend, in my last episode, we talked about using sound, using the humming sound. That helps to realign your energy and your frequency and break up any stagnant energy and keep your energy and your frequency high. Also eating high vibrational foods, using high vibrational oils. There's just so much that you can do and that's available out there to you. And I'll allow you to do your own research. But there's so much out there. And I'm grateful that I have this opportunity to just sit here and talk to you about this, because this is something that I have been very, very, very passionate about, and I have been researching for a while. It's something that intrigues me, and I'm still learning so much about it. Just when you think you understand it, you don't really understand it. It's this inner knowing. You know that you're getting somewhere. You know that you tapped into something, and it's something that you have to experience for yourself. So yeah, today we talked about your unique sound print, which I hope is much more clear to you, and how frequency works in your body, right? And then we talked about how you would align your frequency with abundance. So when you have your vibratory field, right, really vibrating at a healthy, high frequency, and your frequencies within your body, your organs, et cetera, your energy centers are in alignment, you're in harmony with all that is all that you are here to basically experience here on the planet. So basically your life mission and your purpose. Once you align your frequency and you align your frequency with a state of, health, wealth, and abundance, you start to attract and unlock, I should say, your highest potential. So this was so much fun. I love talking about, your unique SoundPrint, why it's so important, how this will help you align with abundance. And with all of that being said, again, I want to leave you with something to walk away with. So if you haven't already, I highly recommend that you download my free vocal toning ebook and MP3 guided practice. And this will help you really, get through your unique journey, because it's all a unique journey for everyone, since everyone's frequency is so different and all of our missions. I mean, we can have similar missions here on the planet, but it's all unique to us. So it's really about tapping into your frequency, to your vibration, and tapping into your highest potential. So this vocal toning ebook and the MP3 guided practice will help you level up your frequency. Okay, it's probably one of the best and easiest practices that you can do and try out. Humming is also an extension of vocal toning. So you can also try humming in place of the vowel sounds. And this practice dates back since ancient Egyptian times. It's wonderful, it's easy, it's powerful. And like I said, it's really going to help you to level up your frequency so you can align with the frequency of vibrant health, of abundance, and beautiful relationships. So it's very in-depth. It goes through everything. And if you have anything that you're trying to target in your life, for example, if you're suffering with any physical or emotional ailments, this is a great practice to really break up any stagnant energy within the body, reset, and realign your unique frequencies. So you can download a copy from my website, www.itscrystalsun.com. That's www.itscrystalsun.com. And if you scroll down, you can just click on grab your free vocal toning ebook, and it's on the homepage. Also on the website, you can click on my YouTube, and on my YouTube, I teach about humming, and I do a little bit, there should be a video series on vocal toning as well. Okay, so you could just kind of look through, but everything's free. So there's a lot of resources there for you to check out to kind of help you along your journey. All right, guys. So thank you so much for joining me this week. And I look forward to co-creating a frequency-driven planet with you. I'll see you next week.
Level up your frequency.